Undisputed. We are live from Los Angeles. I'm Denny Taft here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp. Morning, happy Friday, guys.
Well, I don't know about that.
What?
I'm not sure about happy.
You can be happy.
I'll be happy Monday,
Yeah,
not happy Friday. How are you, Jenny?
How you doing, Jenny?
How are you, Shannon?
Good. I'm good. How you doing today?
I'm in a foul mood today. I'm ready to. I got upset
Put your cup
stomach.
on the
I'm going
other
to pick
side.
a bunch of upsets. I really don't have an upset stomach.
Put your cup on the other side.
Why?
Got the desk all junky.
Junkie, it's always there.
No.
How do you know?
I mean, you
At
gotta-
least I don't have what is that thing?
Need
It's
things in order around
disgusting.
here?
It's disgusting.
Why are your eyes on this side of the table?
He sucks on the, what is it? I don't even know what it is.
It's a mint.
Mint. So he sucks on a mint and then he puts it on his paper. I have to
How can you
look
see
at his
it?
saliva.
How can you see it?
I have to
Getting in your
study
head?
his saliva. It's a distraction.
Hold on.
Distraction.
I
It's a diversion.
I purchased this side of the real estate.
Yeah.
This is my side. What?
Well,
How about that?
it's
worry
funny
about
because I own a whole lot of that real estate over there, don't I? Right?
Yeah.
We'll see after today.
Yeah,
We have a lot
exactly.
to get to on today's show. Like, if the Saints will regret calling out Big Ben.
Yep.
And then we have Shannon's hero, LeBron James. Is he going to have a better game than Anthony
He's your
Davis
hero?
tonight?
He's more than your hero. He's like your everything.
Did you write that?
You might have had a little bit to say, but we're going to start with a big weekend for Skip's Cowboys. Dallas can lock up the NFC East title with a win at home Sunday against the Bucs on Fox. Earlier this week, Ezekiel Elliott called it a, quote, must-win for the Cowboys. Dallas is coming off their first shutout loss in 15 years last week, but they're facing a Bucs team that has quietly been very competitive down the stretch. Jameis Winston has been playing well, throwing 8 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions in his last 5 games. Shannon, will the Cowboys win the division Sunday?
Why I got to say this?
Well, you don't have to say
I
anything.
do.
You can say whatever you
No,
want.
you won't be.
What's in your heart?
Cowboys are going to win the division.
Ooh, do we get that on tape?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because the
You
Bucs
better.
aren't very good. You know that.
Really?
Too, Skip,
I
man.
don't know that.
Let's
I
just-
wish I did know that.
Now, hopefully, because last week when they lost, they got shut out, Jenny. Someone said, I'm not going to call Skip's name, but someone said they knew they had a 2-game lead. The Eagles were going to play the Rams. They were
Easy, it's over.
Yeah,
over.
everything-
Washington's going to Jacksonville. It's over.
It's over, so, we ain't got nothing to worry about. We sitting
Yep.
pretty, as his new favorite word, we're sitting in the catbird
Yep.
seat. Now, all of a
Yep.
sudden, it's a 1-game lead.
Now we're just in the bird seat. Forget about the cat.
The Cowboys will win, Skip. Let's be real. The Bucs aren't very good. They haven't been very good. They got out to this great start. They started 2-0, and everybody, oh, man, Tampa's here. No, they're not. Tampa's not very good. Jameis turns the ball over, and I know that down the stretch, the last 5 games, Jenny read it, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. How he became the 5th best quarterback statistically as far as QBR, that lets you know QBR is not a very good stat. But anyway.
He is.
As far as offense or defense, you play the Bucs, you should feel healthy coming out of that ball game. They don't take the ball away defensively. They're not very good against the run. They're not very good against the pass. The Cowboys have the league's leading rusher. And we're going to see what Dak's going to do, because if I'm the Bucs, I'm still going to stack the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, because Dak cannot throw, says the Hall of Famer Shannon Sharp. Go ahead, it's okay. It's okay.
Why do you when I say Dak is inconsistent throwing the ball, or all he wants to do is dink and dak, you take that, go all the way over.
Leaping to the conclusion that's in your heart of hearts, he can't throw.
Normally what's in my heart of hearts, I say. Yeah, because normally if it comes up, it'll come out.
Yep.
So clearly, I don't feel that way. But anyway, we'll see. I do believe that the Cowboys will clinch the division, because the last thing you want to do, Skip, is have to go on the road, face a division opponent that has nothing to lose, that's not going anywhere. And so they say misery loves company. I don't really know what that means, misery loves company. But anyway, since the Giants says we're not going anywhere, let's see what we can do to the old Cowboys to make sure they don't go anywhere. And so you don't want that, because the Giants, when you have nothing to lose, they onside kick you, they go for it on every 4th down.
I agree.
Fake punch you.
And
it will give you an opportunity to skip. Zeke said 350. 58 touches. He's, 40-plus clear of the next closest, which is Todd Gurley. So if he has to play these last 2 games, it could easily be conceivable he'll be over 400 touches for a season. Well, that puts him in the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, you're going to give it to him as many times. Well, that puts him in the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, you're going to give it to him as many times as he can stomach it come playoff time. So there's a chance that he might be approaching 500 touches. You don't want that. Give the guy a break. Go ahead and take care of business. You can sit Zeke the last game, get some guys healthy, and be ready to make this playoff push. So I believe they win this ball game. They're the better team, and if they don't win, Jerry Jones is going to be very, very upset with somebody.
With who? Head coach? Yeah, Coach Clout, who, by the way, had Ezekiel Elliott in the football game with 4 minutes left, down 23-0, handing him the football. He should have been fired on the spot in the visitors' locker room just for that.
That man keeps
Seriously, you can't do that. That's just dumb. That's just dumb, and it's wrong.
It wasn't the smartest thing.
Okay, it wasn't the smartest thing, but you just listed his touches, and you're trying to preserve, and you do that?
Right.
You're going to come back with 4 minutes left at down 23? I don't think so with the quarterback who can't throw.
Well, hold on, time.
Well, I'm just telling you, that's what happened at Indy. That's what happened.
No.
Final score is what? I want this to be a big one. I want you to have the courage of everything you just said, your convictions on this game.
I'm going to say the Cowboys win 24-10.
24-10?
24-10.
But you made a blowout case, right?
Hold on. 14
for them, that's a blowout, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You're 26 in scoring.
Okay, so Shannon Sharp predicts blowout for Cowboys at Jerry World. Just that's the headline from what you just said. Am I right about that? And I see what you're trying to do because you're attempting to like quadruple jinx my Dallas Cowboys with a sort of a blowout prediction.
Are the Bucs any good? Yes or no?
Yes, they're good. And I'm about to detail just how dangerously good they are.
Oh, I missed it.
So I cannot tell you in all the years we have worked together, 2.5 years, how much for once I hope you're right about this game because I would be pleasantly shocked with a quote-unquote blowout. My team doesn't blow out anybody except Jacksonville. It was a bizarre blowout. It was an aberration. I cannot explain it because it makes absolutely no sense within the context of everything else they've done this year. But that was all the way back in week 6 at Jerry World. They jumped up 24-0 on Jacksonville at halftime. Jacksonville came into that game having allowed the fewest yards in the National Football League, and it was 24-0 Dak attack at halftime on the way to 40-7. There's been nothing remotely like that since because if we do the other 13 games, their average score in that game is -2. In those games is -2. So that's their point differential. In all the other 13 games, they're -2.
Right.
That's not very good, right?
No.
Because 40-7 just skews everything.
Because the Cowboys aren't very good.
Well, you might be right about that. We're about to find out in these next 2 weeks. Maybe not 1 week, but 2 weeks. Their average margin of victory in the 13, let's just do their wins other than Jacksonville. So they won 8 games, so 7 other games. Their average margin of victory is 5. So you got them winning by 14.
14.
That would be a blowout. By their standards, that would qualify. And I'm sorry, I do not see it. I'm going to say it again. In all my years of rooting for teams, this is the most frustrating team I've ever attempted to root for because they teeter and they totter. They see and they saw. They tantalize and they torture, sometimes all in the same game. And I'm to the point that I don't really trust them because you know and I know it's not a great sign that you went up and got your butts handed to you in Indy 23-0 this late.
Right.
This is 2 games to go. You go up there and you lose 23-0 because you thought that, the Rams, they'll take care of the Eagles and Jacksonville. Come on, they're going to take care of Josh Johnson and the Washington Redskins, and neither happened. And then you lost, and all of a sudden, you're just in the bird seat. You're not in the catbird seat, but you're just 1 game up. And here comes what I consider an extremely dangerous game. And I told you yesterday that on paper it looks like a gimme because what is my fatal flaw on my team? The Dak attack can just drive it like crazy, but it cannot cash in the red zone. Couldn't cash at Indy in the first half with 3 drives of 10 plays and 14 plays and 15 plays and got 0 points out of it. So they are now the worst team scoring in the red zone in the National Football League. That is not a good sign. I'll be the first to admit. Tampa Bay is the single worst team in the NFL in stopping opponents in the red zone. So you would think, aha, voila,
yeah, exactly.
Here it is, right?
Yes.
It's too easy. Makes me queasy. I don't love this because that's a skewed stat. That flaws the argument of what is about to happen. I've told you all week I have a bad feeling about this game. I hope you're right. Obviously, I'm going to root like a psycho for my dad.